Right, and the map is going to be Sky Temple. The draft is starting. Sky Temple is a map that you can do early game aggression. You could definitely focus on early game aggression on this map. This is one of Kerrigan's maps per se, but not quite as strong as your Haunted Mines or the Tomb of the Spider Queen. So, I like this map. It's all about positioning and maneuverability again, just because of the way the temples kind of go back and forth. You want to get there in time. Vision is very, very important. And I was just about to mention, this is a map where we see Lost Vikings. Goon Squad obviously understands Lost Vikings is so frustrating to deal with, and they're just going to outright ban them out.
Yeah. We've said this from week to week, but Lost Vikings are so insane if they're played correctly. Especially in a big map like this, you gotta be really careful on leaving a lane and letting a Viking just sit there and be like, hey, this is all my experience, guys. Get away from me. Mine, my precious. But that being said, I mean, seeing Lost Vikings banned out, we're probably going to see either a KT or a Jaina ban, possibly, and we do see a KT ban right away. So, I mean, that's pretty typical. I mean, you see that every time, all the time. You see a KT ban. It's one of those you got to. There are reasons behind that. You hit that level 16, and if you don't take flamethrower and you get that living bomb, and they clump up a little too much, it can destroy your team.
It is straight nerdgasm whenever you get those huge combos onto multiple people. And Kel'Thas, again, as I mentioned, with positioning being so important, that with the temples, force teams into certain positions, and Kel'Thas punishes that so very well. So I really like that ban out. Bella and the Beast don't want to deal with that. They want to have a little bit more maneuverability on those temples to be able to secure themselves an advantage through that means, and picking themselves up a Sylvanas. So Sylvanas is a tried and true hero. She does a good amount of damage. She pushes really well. Her Wailing Arrow can turn team fights right around. But whenever I see a Sylvanas, the first thing that I'm looking for in a draft is where's the follow-up. Wailing Arrow is great, but it really doesn't do much of anything unless there's a hard initiation follow-up afterwards. So Goon Squad, I want to see what they're going to decide as far as what hero they're going to go with when it comes to initiation.
And hopefully there are no whiffs of the Wailing Arrow.
Yes.
That's always the worst thing to see. You see a Wailing Arrow fly the opposite direction it needs to go.
Dude.
And it's gone.
The minimap click?
Yes. At least back in the day, you used to be able to click on the minimap, and they had no way of getting rid of that.
Of the screen.
Yeah. So it was really, really bad at one point. But we do see a Zeratul and a Jaina pick up two of the top assassins right now in the current meta. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Goon Squad picks up here, because they have to be really careful to make sure that they pick up some solid assassins, or at least some disruption to keep Zeratul and Jaina out of the fight. Now that KT's banned out, all the top three assassins in the game right now are all selected. Yep. They have Vala left. That is it. As far as assassins go, they have more zone to control with like Tychus or a hero like that, but it's kind of sketchy sometimes with Tychus. You can't be too careful with him.
I would love to see an Anubarak pickup here from Goon Squad. As I mentioned, that initiation that they need, that's exactly what Anubarak brings to the table. A Wailing Arrow into a Burrow Charge onto two people, or any combination of that. Anubarak is such a strong hero. He's not as tanky as your Muradins or your Johannas, but he still has survivability through other means. There's an Illidan. Okay, so there's that dive I was kind of talking about that I wanted to see with the Sylvanas. And Illidan is going to bring that to the table, and I think we're going to see, I was going to see either a Tassadar or an Uther. So if Tassadar being picked up here, I think we're going to see, they could either ban Uther or Rhaegar with the Illidan. Those are generally the two healing supports we see tied along with an Illidan. It's really up to Bella which one they think is more of a threat and which one they think synergizes a little bit better with Illidan. Either way, I think we're going to see either Rhaegar or Uther banned out here from Bella and the Beast.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, the thing is that right now, Goon Squad has such good synergy between the three heroes that they have selected. They have Wailing Arrow, they have Dive from Illidan, which is a super, super good initiation with Wailing Arrow and on top of Metamorphosis. Gotta be really careful about what you're doing. You have Tassadar, who increases auto attacks with Illidan, with a certain talent is selected. But either way, Tassadar being able to locate that Zeratul if he's close by, Illidan being able to jump in, Wailing Arrow being able to disable anything really, with the exception of an Illidan, to be honest. Like, Illidan can still knock his cooldowns with his auto attacks. But we do see that Uther ban, like you were saying.
Yeah.
That Divine Shield nowadays is like one of those that you got like
Beastly.
yeah, Divine Shield goes down on top of an Illidan in the middle of a team fight. People are just trying to get that Illidan down. He's not taking any damage because he's got that Divine Shield on him. So, and we do see that Brightwing ban from Goon Squad, which is good because, again, that Illidan polymorph is one of his weaknesses. Like, he gets polymorphed and he can't do anything, and he's just erased from a game at any point in the time.
So, Bella and the Beast, they need themselves a healer, and what they could go with, they could go with a denial pickup on the Rhaegar here, if that's really something they wanted to do, and force Goon Squad into Malfurion. Because if they don't pick up a Rhaegar, I mean, they're kind of in a situation, do they want to maybe take the healing support they don't want? And no, they grab both of them. Oh, my lord. Bella and the Beast going, you know what? We are not going to give you either of them. You're going to have to go with a Lily now. If they're going to go with the healing support or some sort of weird combination with Tyrande or something like that. And Bella and the Beast, they went double healer here, which is a composition we don't see that often. But you can tell this is a direct counter pick and denial pickups for Goon Squad.
To be fair, though, this could be really, really bad for Bella and the Beast.
Yeah, it could.
Like, okay, so
who's going to be their warrior? That's what I want to know.
Exactly, and then you have to think about, like, if you're not careful, you can be deleted from the game. Like, they're going to have so much damage on the side of Goon Squad at this point. It's going to be like, okay, guys, we have a Wailing Arrow go down on Malfurion and Rhaegar. What's going to happen at this point? We're just going to get deleted. And on top of that, Illidan still has some sustain. Like, if they need to, they can pick up First Aid, and Tassadar has his shields. So they still have some support, but they don't have the support they may have wanted.
Yeah. I mean, Goon Squad has a decision to make here. Do they want to go super hyper-aggressive and go with a Nubrak, or more conservative with a Johanna or a Muradin? That's what I want to see here. I think Muradin would be a safe choice here. Could really deal with... he has a little bit more sustain in team fights just because of Avatar and everything like that. I mean, their healing support simply, unless they do something really, really crazy, it's going to be Lily. They have no other option. Tyrande really isn't a healing support. She has a heal, but it's not a reliable one. It's on like a relatively long cooldown and whatnot. So the decisions they have to make is what warrior do they want? And do they want to go all out with aggression and get more of a bruiser warrior with like a Tyrael or a Nubrak? Or do they want to go with maybe something a little bit tanky, a little more zone control like a Johanna or a Muradin?
And you can see they're really thinking about this. It's something that's racking their head right now. They're trying to see, like, hey, do we want to pick up this Lily, or do we just want to go straight for damage? Do we just want to take their weakness and force it down their throat? Maybe? Because all their heroes right now are really, really squishy. And they pick up the Tyrande.
They're not going to go Lily. They're going with double utilitarian support. They're not going with the hard healing support. This could really punish them if they don't pull this off. This is something we don't see very often, but this draft is so unorthodox on every single spectrum I can think of.
They really got forced into it.
It's forcing, yeah. Both of these teams. I mean, Bella and the Beast, they were the ones who made the decision to go, you know what? Let's go full YOLO and pick up both these supports here. So Goon Squad responding with even more YOLO and getting themselves a Tyrande. And I mean, this to me, if anyone that watches my stream knows that I have a lot of Lily hate built up in me.
Who doesn't?
This to me shows how poor of a state Lily is in. Is that even in this situation, she's still up. Assuming they don't get a Lily here, which would blow my mind.
I don't think they will. They have some damage, but like having both a Tyrande and a Tassadar is about equal to one support.
Right.
So, I mean, they do adequate damage and everything like that. And they pick up Muradin, which is something that is...
I like that.
Yeah, I like this pick a lot. Especially because they can lock someone down. They have all that dive. Like, think of how much dive they have here. They have Sylvanas Wailing Arrow, Illidan Metamorphosis, Tassadar being able to phase shift out if he needs to. They have Tyrande being with her stun and everything like that, her Starfall. And they have Muradin with his leap and his engage tactics like that. And we see Nubrak picked up by Bella and the Beast, which is the initiation that they need.
Yeah. So overall, as far as this draft goes, as bizarre of a draft as this was, I still favor Bella and the Beast, just because, I mean, this Illidan can just get controlled big time between the Nubrak stuns. I mean, if they went, I mean, Nubrak could go web wrap here potentially. You know, he can forego the Locust Swarm because he has two healing supports backing him up. Locust Swarm gives you a little survivability for the lifesteal, but mainly get it because of that AoE damage. But he can go web wrap and just web wrap either the Tyrande or the Tassadar, or just the Illidan when he metamorphoses, and that will allow Zeratul and Jaina to get into the back line. And I feel like Bella and the Beast really have the favor here in the draft before the gates even drop.
Definitely. I mean, we used to see a few months ago, we saw a lot of double support compositions like this one that did work. But a lot of the times they did have that Illidan thrown into the mix to do all that damage and just not die. Like, an Illidan that won't die is absolutely terrifying.
Yes, it is. Though, on the other side of the coin, I mean, if this Sylvanas player, Timmy Hosey playing Sylvanas, is able to pull out the next level Wailing Arrows, then they possibly could blow someone up. You mentioned it before. They could really blow someone up. The Goon squad does have really good early game. Their team fight is going to be diminished just through the fact that they don't have a traditional healing support. But actually looking at their lane configuration here, I mean, Murd and Tyrande is a great roaming combination. You have a Murd and Stormbolt into a Tyrande Lunar Flare, as well as the damage amplification. They really could get a huge advantage in the early game, and I feel like that's where they need to emphasize is the early game, rotating around, having a threatening presence on the map, and through that dictating the flow of the match before they hit level 10, level 13, before Bella hits level 10 and level 13, and kind of take it from there. I really feel like that's their only hope, unless they just completely outplay Bella, which I don't foresee happening.
Definitely. It's going to be really, really, really difficult to really see how these fights take shape.
Yeah.
Just how, like, thinking about it, it's like, okay, well, he could do this, he could do that, he could do this, do that, but at the end of the day, it just depends on how the rest of his team decides to follow up. Like, do you want to initiate with a Welling Arrow, or do you want to initiate with a Metamorphosis? It's just one of those you got to be really, really insanely careful about, especially when you're playing on Sky Temple, which has a lot of control. So we're going to have a Goon squad over here on the left-hand side. We're going to start off with Tiger JK, going to be playing that Tyrande. Getup is going to be playing Tassadar. We're going to have Boss Floss playing that, who is that? Tassadar. No. I'm blanking. No, Murden. And we have Goku on the Illidan there. But who do we have on the right side?
On the right side of the map, we're going to have Bella, with Bella Morte playing the Zeratul base drop, playing the Nubarak Dredge on the Rhaegar, Berserk on the Malfurion and Aragi, on the Jaina, and our early game aggression coming right here onto the Watchtower, 2-man Lunar Flare onto the Zeratul. He's going to be able to blink away. Base drop is a little low as well. Can Goku go full Super Saiyan and clean it up? Looks like, nope, he's not going to be able to get in there. He's going to get a shield from Tassadar and back up. So these guys exchanging blows, bumping fists, and now they're going to go to their respective lanes. And like I said, the thing I want to see here is that early game roaming from the Murden and the Tyrande, and they're trying to pull off their Lunar Flare off the mark.
And there's that hyper aggression that we were kind of talking about. It's like Goku is just trying to do as much damage, put as much pressure on the other team, so they're responding rather than initiating and trying to deal damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we do see the Sylvanas Hosty up here doing a little bit of damage, trying to just keeping base drop backed off. It's gonna be really difficult for base drop to deal with it, but he does have those scarabs, which I don't believe are affected by. Yeah, they're not affected by the paralyze that Sylvanas throws on minions.
So looking at the level 1 talents, we're seeing Tyrande going with the Ranger's Mark. So the Hunter's Mark cooldown is very, very low now. So that speaks to me that they are just going to want to blow someone up on these fights before anything ever happens, and that's really what they need to do. I don't think any other strategy, any other play style is really going to work out for them other than just single target blow up, make the fight a 5v4 before it really even starts, and kind of just domino effect from there. The first temple phase is here, though, and we're going to see how these teams decide to play out. It looks like both these teams keeping one man in the bottom.
And it's what you need to do. I mean, it's really difficult, especially with this map being so big. You gotta be really, really careful on what you're doing. Goku going in on top of the Anubrak, getting stunned, actually taken out really, really quickly there. Just like we were talking about, we were saying burst damage is going to be key. Yeah. Bella Morte's got to blink out of there, and they're going to have to forfeit that middle temple pretty early on here. Boss Floss taking quite a bit of damage. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. Aragagi getting taken down. Berserk is in a lot of trouble here as well, and he is able to get out of there pretty quickly. But that's what we were talking about. That burst stun damage composition that they're running is really, really dangerous.
So they have a level 4 advantage. They got the temple right here in the middle. The top one hasn't even been touched yet. No one wants to get near that. Base drop has rotated in the top lane. These guys really can't fight until they hit level 4. They're going for a gank out of Hosty, but he had a good haunting wave, got himself out of trouble before it reared its ugly head. And now Bella is going to be contending for this top temple. They have level 4, and they're going to try to make something happen.
And like we were talking about last game with the reverberation talent on Muradin, they went to stun instead, the escalating damage onto Muradin's stun, which is something that they really want to do, especially because they're focusing on just burst. And look at that. Again, Araragi getting taken out by that stun combination of Boss Floss and Tiger JK. They're on point. That Tyrande that Tiger JK plays, man, I've seen him play plenty of times, and he is on point with those stuns.
He has, man. It's netted them 3 takedowns thus far. A 1 level advantage already in the early game, and they're doing exactly what they need to do. And they're executing it immaculately. They're going to get both of the temples. They got the mid lane as well as a takedown. One up in the top temple as well. That's going to grant them even more experience. They're going to have level 7 here, a talent tier advantage. And now what I want to know is, are they going to fall back and make aggressive movements onto the enemy team's mercenary camps? Or are they going to go with a conservative play? And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do with Illidan picking up the bruiser camp.
It's exactly what they need to do. I mean, Illidan is one of those... He can still a merc camp so quickly, and it looks like Getup might be in a little bit of trouble here. As long as he has his face shift down, and he does, he's able to get out of there pretty quickly. So, Tassadar is one of those heroes. I mean, they want to put him down in that bottom lane. He doesn't really have to worry about ganks too much because he can just hit that phase shift or dimensional shift and move out of there. It's pretty quick and easy. Yeah. Just mash that E. Like you're in trouble, mash E. Go. Get out of there.
Just drop the bomb on the E button, and you're going to be just fine. Level 7 is on the horizon here for Bella. And see what they get. And in the meantime, Muradin going full Storm Bolt, as you mentioned. Now going with the Piercing Bolt, so he's going to be able to get some 2-man stuns off. Looking for that. And again, that caters to the hard initiation, aggression, gank, single target damage is that 2-man stun. If they can, what's better than getting a 1-man stun, a 2-man stun. So Tassadar going with the static charge, pretty standard. Illidan first aid, Tyrande with the Lunar Blaze. And, of course, the good old Unstable Poison. I think that is one of my favorite talents in the game because you can just clear out creep waves in an instant, and I love just watching them blow up.
It's something that you need. They need some more pushing power. They don't want Bella and the Beast to be able to take control of the map, and that's exactly what that'll do. It'll make it so that they have to keep Anubarak down in that top lane the entire game. That static charge off of Getup is going to force them to defend that bottom lane the entire time, along with that promote. It's going to be really, really hard for Bella and the Beast to actually be able to take control of those lanes and do some damage.
The next temple phase coming online here. It's that good old secondary phase where we see the bottom temple coming online. And Malfurion actually goes down. I didn't catch that. I believe it was right by the watchtower up there, as that's where 3 people were. And that is going to put Goon Squad in an excellent position here, D, as they're going to have a heroic talent tier advantage in just a moment. A small period of power play. Now Anubarak is very, very low, but at the same time, they do get a pick off on Sylvanas. So the takedowns are coming, and they're coming quick. And it looks like these teams really don't want to go for the temple yet. And I like that decision because being down a heroic talent at level 10, you never want to take a team fight there, and this is just going to allow Goon Squad to push their advantage.
Precisely, and that's like this is what Bella and the Beast needs to do to stay in this game. They need to spread out in the lanes, soak as much experience as they can, hit that level 10 as fast as possible. This is a game where that level 10 talent can decide fights really, really quickly, and it looks like Tyrande might be in a little bit of trouble here. I mean, Tiger JK, really excellent Tyrande player, but it's 3-on-4 right now. They gotta be really careful. Starfall goes down. Getting stunned is that Rhaegar. He's about to go down. He does get taken down by Goku. He's going ham on base drop right now. He's diving in, body blocking him. Boss Floss coming in, trying to assist his teammate, and it doesn't look like Boss Floss is going to get taken down. Berserk in a lot of trouble now. Goku is just going in, flipping over him, going to take him down as well. But Bellamorte escapes pretty quickly with that blink, and luckily so, because if he hadn't done that, he would have gotten hit by Tiger JK's Lunar Flare.
Positional mistake coming out here from Bella and the Beast, because they had they shouldn't have been where they were. They should have been conservative, wait for level 10, fall into a defensive posture, try to mitigate the damage that's going to be done on that bottom fort. But they should have inevitably given up that bottom fort. They were already at a disadvantage, and now that bottom fort's dead anyways, and they got a couple takedowns taken off of them. So now they're down by 2 levels. They finally have level 10. So they need to do something. They need to do it right now. This is a period where tier talents are even. and they got to force a fight. In mid lane, looks like that might be going up. Beautiful two-man stun onto Dredge. Can they get the Ancestral Healing? The Void Prison, the Ancestral Healing does go down. A good counter initiation right there. But the Void Prison, not much follow-up. Where's the follow-up? The Archon is just doing so much work, and there is the turnaround that we were talking about. If they can't get the burst, then the team fights are going to get turned around. That's exactly what is happening right now against Goon Squad, and this is looking great for them. This is their moment. Hosty's going to Haunting Wave away. But a 3 for nail exchange going the way of Bella and the Beast, and the reprisal is going to be the boss.
Like you said, that's exactly what we were talking about. If they weren't able to erase at least someone during a team fight, they were going to lose that initiation because of the consistent healing that Dredge and Dredge and Berserk are able to put out with Malfurion and Rhaegar. Now, I don't want to leave this out. Bella Morte with that Void Prison was what made that fight.
Yeah, that's what swung it in their favor, was that beautiful Void Prison, because that took people out of the fight. They couldn't get a solid initiation. It allowed it to get the Ancestral Healing off, and all of a sudden they just turned around on them.
Exactly. And instead of going into lanes, instead of just trying to kill the minions, try to kill that boss, we do see Goon Squad going up the top left and take that the Bruiser camp and put a little bit of pressure in that top lane, counteract some of the stuff that they just lost in that last engagement. I mean, you got to be really, really careful about how you're thinking in these games. Make sure, hey, am I doing what we should be doing? Am I just leaving this out in the open? A lot of people don't pay attention to those Merc camps. Merc camps are crucial in these games. Yes. You have to be really, really careful on what, like, allowing the other team free reign over those Merc camps. Why are you doing that? It's something that you need to watch out for.
And here's our next temple phase. The bottom temple and the mid one both being contested here, looks for. No, okay, so we're going to have a big contention here over the mid lane one. Tastar being a little slow to the party. Get up off of that thing. And he is going to be doing that. So, level 13 talent advantage. Is Void Prison up here? That's what we need. They need to fight with a Void Prison. If Void Prison isn't up, I don't know if they can take a fight here. And it looks like they're just doing a little bit of a do-si-do as they go, all right, you're going to come here and take this one. Well, we're going to fall back and get the one at the bottom and just try to continue to keep pressure on the map.
Well, we do see that fort is going to go down in the top lane there.
Yes.
So what they can do is they can rotate over, just take this Bruiser camp right here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They took the advantage. It's a game of inches like we were talking about earlier. You take a slight advantage. You don't need to take everything. Like, you just need that slight little edge, so it'll get you a little bit further in the game. And that's exactly what they're doing. They take that temple. They're not worrying about the bottom one. They already have 3 forts down on the side of Bella and the Beast, so they know that they have an advantage for Goon Squad. Goon Squad is just pushing it.
And they're going to get these tier 2 towers, and it's going completely uncontested. Very slow response from Bella and the Beast. Bella Morte is going to go in there, do some damage onto Goku. But unfortunately, he's no Frieza, not going to be able to get the kill there. And they're going to get this bottom temple. And actually, the bottom temple is actually now going to swing to Bella. Dredge made a good movement there, and they're going to get the final shots on to the fort in the mid lane. Now, map control is absolutely in the favor of Goon Squad. They have the level 13 talent tier advantage, but they are still dictating the flow of this match. But they still need to continue to make ground and push their advantage, because there might be a little bit of a rubber band effect with the draft that they have. Once Bella's team gets those level 13, level 16, and level 20 talents, it's going to be an uphill battle for Goon Squad. And as you can tell, they're setting up for a party bush here.
Definitely, and we do see the sun going down on top of Boss Flops, but that Void Prison, that beautiful Void Prison. 3 people in that Void Prison, and there's nothing they can do at this point. Like we were saying, those heals going down on top of everyone is just going to make it so that they can't win these team fights. They need that Illidan to be able to win any of these team fights. And he went down while everyone is locked down.
And that right there, unfortunately, was just poor positioning on the part of Goon Squad, getting punished by the Void Prison. And that's what the Void Prison does. It punishes poor positioning. And that's exactly what happened. And they thought they had a good initiation on a base drops and Uberak. But the Void Prison completely turned it around, took 3 people out of the team fight, completely disrupted the stun combination, and Goku hit Metamorphosis right when the Void Sphere went down. That just put him completely on his own, able to get picked off, and the team fight just went all downhill from there. And now the experience is starting to narrow a little bit. Level 16 on the horizon for both of these teams.
Precisely, and we do see both teams starting to clear up a little bit. We do see Jaina in the bottom right going for those siege golems in the bottom right, or as I like to call them, Stone Bros. And then on the bottom left, Stone Bros, man, gotta love them. And we do see them actually. Jaina backed off of those Stone Bros on the bottom right, and Nubrak coming in to help a little bit. Get up is in position to use his vision, and he does. And it looks like they're not able to steal those giants at any point, but they gotta be careful. Void Prison is not up at this point. And it looks like they do back off.
on point there. Ancestral Healing, man, I don't think any ability has quite the pucter factor that ability does on all parties involved in it. It's just, are we going to get the kill? Are we going to get the kill? Or is it, oh my god, is he going to live? Is he going to live? And it's just that small period of time where you see the big green splash. And you go, oh, we got the kill or we don't. It's always just a small, such a tense moment whenever you see that go down. But obviously, that one favoring Bella, able to keep Zeratul up and keep his presence on the map.
Void Prison is up, and we do see that they went Locust Swarm for Noob Rack in this game. They did not go with that Web Wrap. So, but that Void Prison is now up. They have to be a little bit more careful on how they try to initiate these fights. They want to make sure that Bellamorte cannot get those Void Prisons off. They need to not clump up as much as they have been.
Yeah. They really got to be careful about that positioning, man.
Or if they do clump up, stay to group as a 5. Like, if that Void Prison hits, let it hit everyone.
So, the push in the bottom lane, we're seeing the strength of Sylvanas, man. That keep is already at half HP. And anytime you get keeps down like this, it turns into such a... It kind of can snowball when you start hitting the late game temple phases where you're getting 2, 3 back to back to back. But they're gonna be happy with some damage. It's down to about quarter HP. And Bella's gonna be looking for a turnaround here. Base drop is going in there. Is he gonna burrow charge? Nope. He's just gonna show himself. Hosie's gonna Haunting Wave away. Zeratul, Bellamorte though, can't he? He's looking for a Void Prison. They're clumped up. They gotta be careful.
We're going to see the Oracle go off onto Tassadar right now. Hopefully. Point out that Bellamorte is hiding in that bush there. And maybe, just maybe, if a Wailing Arrow can go off, they can take out Bellamorte pretty quick. And that's what they're going to be relying on here, is just getting that perfect initiation, which they're looking for at this very moment.
Though right now, the positional advantage definitely in the favor of Bella as they have the temple under control. There is a Void Prison onto 3. The Lunar Flow off the mark. Boss Floss is getting taken over. Can they get the kill? There's the big heals coming out as Gesture Healing and the Tranquility. Bellamorte so very low. They can't get a kill. No one going down quite yet. Murden is so very low. Boss Floss is going to get cleaned up. The first kill of the fight, but in the back lines, Zeratul getting cleaned up by Goku as well. And now, down goes Tyrande. This is a 3-for-1 exchange. It looks like Bella is going to have what it takes to take this team fight in their favor. And that was a really awkward exchange. It was kind of 2 skirmishes going down at the same time, and Tassadar goes down as well. And this is going to grant Bella an opportunity to get themselves the temple, get themselves a boss, and possibly the first keep of the game.
Definitely. And I mean, you have to be really, really careful. Goku's in a really precarious position right here.
Yes, he is. Oh, no. And oh, my God, they have no idea.
Oh, man. This is going to be close. Getting it out. Okay, he's good. He's safe. But yeah, we're going to have that bottom fort being a really open position now. It's not going to go down quite yet, but that boss pushing down that bottom lane now, it's going to put a lot of pressure. It's going to force Goon Squad to go down there and defend it. I mean, they cannot just let it go, let it do whatever it wants.
So with the pressure on the map, that's going to enable them to go up to the top lane, knowing that Goon Squad has to respond to the boss. It's going to allow them some space to go up and get the rest of the damage onto the structures from that top temple. They're picking up the Bruiser camp as well. And they're just going to try to keep the pressure on the map, keep these lanes pushed in. And now that they have an advantage, they have a strong foothold on the map in almost every single factor you can take into consideration. They can just really hunker down and just play to the map. Like I said, keep the lanes pushed in, wait for the next temple phase, continue to get an experience advantage, hit level 20, get the Storm talents, and they could it could just really I mean, this game is in their hands. It's up to them to make the important decisions. And right now, I have to say Goon Squad has to be feeling really, really uncomfortable right now.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they have that Wailing Arrow now, but like it hasn't really helped as much as we thought it would. That Void Prison has just been so detrimental, and we might see another VP go off here if they're not too careful. But with the objectives that they're able to take in this last couple minutes, I still feel like Goon Squad is in a good position to win this game still, because that bottom keep is still extremely low.
Yes, that is true. In the next temple phase with that bottom temple, that will definitely take it out, and that will give them an avenue with one good team fight going their way that they could just kind of go through the bottom lane and get the core. But level 20 is on the horizon for Bella and the Beast, and they know that. They were posturing to potentially make an aggressive movement onto the enemy Siege Ogres, but it was just posturing. They were just going to say, hey, what's up? We're here. You're scared of us. We know. Falling back to the safety of their own Siege Ogres. Now they have level 20. And again, just continue to be a presence on the map. Keep the lanes pushed in. And I think they're just biding their time until the next temple phase.
We do see a rewind pickup by Bellamorte. This is going to be key, especially with the high damage output that he's able to put out with that focus attacks and follow through. and we do see it going down. They're going on top of Get Up. He's going to be taken down really quickly if he's not careful. He does be able to eventual shift out of there and actually stay alive for the time being, but Goku is in a very bad position right now. Void Prison does go down and is locking down 3. Boss Boss, Tiger JK, and Hosty are all down, but they're not able to follow up. So Void Prison is down for another 90 seconds.
I mean, it was a beautiful Void Prison, but like you said, man, the follow-up simply not being there. And this is really going to be a great time for Goon Squad to get themselves back onto the map. This next temple phase really isn't a big one. It's only the single top temple. So they'll take some damage. I don't think they'll necessarily lose a keep here. But they are down the heroic or the storm talents at level 20. But that Void Prison, as I mentioned, is such a pivotal thing in these team fights that might potentially think about taking a team fight. But no, that's not on their mind at all here, D, as they are going to do a little backdoor shenanigans and try to get down to mid keep.
They know what they need to do. They know, hey, guys, we don't have to worry about this temple shrine. Just take this keep. Put some pressure on that bottom lane. We already have Siege Giants coming down. They're in a very poor position right now. Tiger JK taking a lot of damage. Managed to get out of there. Oh, excellent wailing arrow. Araragi taking quite a bit of damage. Does get that. Gets taken out before the ancestral healing goes off. Tiger JK getting taken down as well. He's not going to be able to get out of there. Get Up is actually out of the fight as well, so they're going to need to back out of there. They're not going to be able to win this fight.
Ancestral healing keeping the Rhaegar up. Now Goku is caught completely out of position. And with all of the gas gone from the side of Goon Squad, they had the Storm Talent, they had level 20, but, I mean, they were able to get a keep out of it, and actually the core is taking a good amount of damage because of those Siege Giants, but they got turned around on. A little bit of a rubber band effect there. They pushed, and unfortunately snapped right back at him. And this is going to allow a counter pushing from Bella to get some tier 2 towers in mid lane and possibly a keep.
You can see them actually going for that bottom keep right away. But they're going to have to be really careful. I mean, they do have Void Prison and that Water Elemental up, but they want to make sure that they don't waste a Void Prison. Hosty's able to get out of there with her Haunting Wave, and they're going to be able to take that middle keep pretty easily. I mean, Taranda's not going to be up for another 5 seconds. They're not going to be able to defend the middle keep from being taken down. But they do have catapults spawning on that bottom lane.
And don't forget, the temple up in the top lane is still up, and mostly the energy is still available. Only a little bit was used. So they can rotate to that if they want to try to finish off that top keep. Like I said, I don't necessarily... Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure that temple alone will take out that keep. It's just a lone keep in the top lane. So that will give them 2 lanes pushing in with the catapults. And again, they really have the lanes pushed in. They have the map control right now. It's a really good situation that they're in.
It really is. I mean, right now they're just thinking about, hey, guys, should we go for that temple or should we go down and get these mercs? They already took their bruiser camp. It looks like they're going to go for that bruiser camp on the bottom right, or the top right, excuse me. And is actually going to let Goon Squad take that top shrine right now. They're in a much better position because they have that vision. But Boss Drop is going to come in here and actually say, nope, guys, you gotta back out of here. This is our house. Just get out.
Boss, he's got to be careful. He has a shield up there. There is the Starfall being used for a little bit of zone control. Though Bella ain't afraid of anything, as they're just going to stand there, wait it out, and continue to pretty much just dictate the flow of this so far. And where's the initiation? They're going into the back lines. They're going onto the Malfurion. There's the Metamorphosis, but Boss is getting so low. My lord, he just melted to the damage of the Jaina and the Zeratul, and that is not looking good for Goon Squad whatsoever. Get Up is having to get out of there. Tyrande goes down as well. Hosty's super low. He's going to be able to bolt away to safety. But this is going to enable the Temple to continue to batter down the structures of Goon Squad, and I think they might just be going for the core here, D.
That's what I would do that. I mean, they still have a full 40 seconds before they're up, and I mean, they have an open core at this point. Hosty's the one defending. Illidan up here going ham on the core by himself. Is he going to be able to out-damage an entire team? I don't think so. I mean, this is more than likely a good game. They have rewind on that Bella Morte, so it's already at 50%. That's going to be game 1, man. I mean, that's pretty good. They said exactly what we were thinking. We got to get that burst. We got to go in there. We got to just erase someone really quick, and they were executing that amazingly at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
But they were not able to follow through at the end of it.
I mean, they were able to get that.